Dominion Voting Systems has claimed its first scalp in its slew of legal actions relating to the 2020 election, and it starts with Newsmax. Newsmax has apologized to the Dominion worker Eric Coomer in exchange for being dropped from the lawsuit, and this is, I think, pretty big news. Let's talk about it. I'm Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. I'm a lawyer, but I'm also a legal and political commentator here on YouTube. If you like this stuff, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And we are going to, at the end of this video, read through the entire apology that was put up on Newsmax. I'll include the links for the story and the apology in the description below if you want to check them out for yourselves. But I think a lot of people are probably going to be pretty mad at Newsmax for doing this. A lot of people relied on Newsmax and OANN and Fox News coverage for their election information, and to find out now that Newsmax is going to bow down, bend the knee to Dominion, might actually set some viewers in a sour mood. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's take a look at the story here. This is from the Associated Press. And like I said, at the end of the video, we're going to go ahead and read through their full apology. Newsmax apologized on Friday for airing false allegations that an employee for Dominion Voting Systems manipulated machines or tallies on Election Day to the detriment of former President Donald Trump. Eric Coomer, security director at the Colorado-based firm, in turn dropped Newsmax from a defamation lawsuit. Conservative News Network, in a statement published on its website and to be read on TV, said that while it aired the accusations against Coomer made by Trump's lawyers and supporters, it found no evidence that they were true. Newsmax, which ran Dominion's denials of the accusations when they were made, also said it had found no evidence that Coomer had spoken to Antifa or any partisan organization. All right, so that's all I'm going to take from the AP article because we're going to get the actual quotes from Newsmax themselves. What I would like to know is, what do you guys think about this down in the description? Does it change your opinion of the election? Does it change your opinion of Newsmax? Should Newsmax have done this? I think a lot of people would like to see some of these lawsuits go through to trial. And as far as I know, Newsmax is the first major organization to actually capitulate to Dominion's demands. I mean, Eric Coomer's demands, but really these are the demands of Dominion. If we had any illusion that Eric Coomer was fighting this on his own without Dominion's help, that I think should be dispelled right away. But the other news companies have stood by their statements as protected news coverage. That includes Fox, OANN, Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, Mike Lindell. They have all so far held to their guns that they're fighting. So I'd like to know what you guys think about Newsmax. And here is that apology. We'll read the statement in full because I think it's pretty important to get all of their words in there. So, statement about Dr. Eric Coomer, Director of Product Strategy and Security at Dominion Voting Systems. This was published on Friday, the 30th of April. They also ran this on their television show. So, since Election Day, various guests, attorneys, and hosts on Newsmax have offered opinions and claims about Dr. Eric Coomer, the Director of Product Strategy and Security at Dominion Voting Systems. Newsmax would like to clarify its coverage of Dr. Coomer and note that while Newsmax initially covered claims by President Trump's lawyers, supporters, and others that Dr. Coomer played a role in manipulating Dominion voting machines, Dominion voting software, and the final vote counts in the 2020 presidential election, Newsmax subsequently found no evidence that such allegations were true. Many of the states whose results were contested by the Trump campaign after the November 2020 election have conducted extensive recounts and audits, and each of these states certified the results as legal and final. There are several facts that our viewers should be aware of. Newsmax has found no evidence that Dr. Coomer interfered with Dominion voting machines or voting software in any way, nor that Dr. Coomer ever claimed to have done so. nor has Newsmax found any evidence that Dr. Coomer ever participated in any conversation with members of Antifa, nor that he was directly involved with any partisan political organization. On behalf of Newsmax, we would like to apologize for any harm that our reporting of the allegations against Dr. Coomer may have caused to Dr. Coomer and his family. For more on this, please go to our website, newsmax.com, and read Facts About Dominion Smartmatic You Should Know. So there's the full statement from Newsmax. I think it's a pretty interesting statement for several reasons. You can tell that this statement and probably that website, which I am not going to go look at Facts About Dominion or Smartmatic from Newsmax personally, and I'll tell you why. This statement and that website have likely been crafted very specifically in coordination with Dominion voting systems. They don't get to just make an apology and have a lawsuit go away. You have to negotiate the terms of the dismissal, and those terms are going to include specific statements and specific demands of the other party. In this case, Dominion voting systems and Eric Coomer had likely a very large hand, if not the sole hand, in drafting this response. You can see some mitigation up on Newsmax's side up at the beginning where they're saying, hey, some people came on to Newsmax, they made these claims. But at the end, what you really want to get into are these statements here, that Dr. Coomer didn't play any role in this, that Dominion didn't have anything to do with this. They wanted this statement very clearly put in there, that many of the state results were subjected to extensive recounts and audits. Dominion is trying to hammer home through the capitulation of Newsmax that the election was fully legitimate and they didn't tamper with anything. They really, really want you to know that, and they're going to utilize the pressure that they put on Newsmax through a lawsuit to say it. This is one of the desired outcomes of many, many lawsuits. Dominion isn't trying to extract millions to billions of dollars from some of these places. What they're trying to do is force these places to forward Dominion's narrative about the election and about their involvement with it. Whatever the truth of that involvement may be, Dominion's version of the story is the one Dominion wants out in the public, and having its opponents bow down and issue these retractions and apologies that are in part crafted by Dominion is a very, very valuable outcome for them to have. It goes towards restoring any reputational harm that they may have suffered. I don't think they really suffered any reputational harm myself, but that's their claim. So it goes towards restoring that. But again, it goes more in line with pushing a particular narrative about the 2020 election that Dominion and several other people want everyone to know is definitely what happened, right? That's what their goal is. That's the overall outcome that they want from all of these lawsuits. They know that Sidney Powell doesn't have $1 billion to give to Dominion, nor does Mike Lindell. Really, MyPillow probably doesn't have that kind of cash either. So they're looking for these types of settlements. That's the key that they're going for. And of course, those $1 billion damage numbers are absolutely ridiculous anyway. And they know Rudy Giuliani doesn't have it either. But so far, Newsmax is the first company to bow down, bend the knee, and broadcast to the world how great Dominion is. In fact, even creating a website called Facts About Dominion and Smartmatic You Should Know, which probably reads like a Dominion and Smartmatic press release on their new software, if I had to guess. But I don't know. I'm not going to go to the website to find out. It doesn't matter. I'm much more interested in this apology. And again, this whole paragraph, you can tell, was directly written by Eric Coomer and Dominion. And then Newsmax had to agree to it. They probably had very little wiggle room on the amount of input that they had on the letters. Basically mitigate from themselves, try and claim that they stayed objective and reported this as much as possible. But they're here begging to be removed from a lawsuit. and they're very worried about fighting it for whatever reason. Newsmax didn't like their chances, and they like their chances better on what kind of PR hit they'll take from this piece. So I know I asked you before, but I'll ask you again. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Are you happy about this? Are you displeased with Newsmax? My initial reaction, I think a lot of people are going to be really, really mad about this, so I'd love to know. Anyway, we'll talk to you next time. Wanted to bring you this update on a Sunday. Hope you have a good day. Peace. Peace.